Venus flytraps, and what to do when you first buy them or... One thing about buying any plant, really, I'm just doing Venus flytraps because that's just kind of my thing, is acclimating your plants to the new environment. What does acclimating mean? That's a big word. I can't really explain it. Hold on. Let me think. Bear with me, y'all. I have the vocabulary of a chimpanzee. Acclimating is letting a plant or an animal or whatever adapt to its new environment. And you got to do it gradually. So which means if you buy a new plant, or heck, if you buy a dog or a lizard, I don't know, letting it slowly get used to its new home is the best thing you can do for them. Because once you just throw them out in the wild like that, there can be some consequences. When it comes to plants, the worst consequence really is leaf burn. Especially when you buy big box plants, which most likely grow underneath grow lights, which means they don't experience the great outdoors. And once you just put them outside or against a very sunny windowsill, they might just burn and cook because they're not used to that. So in front of here is Biohazard. I got it from myflytraps.com. Great seller. I'll link his eBay and his website in the description below. This is not sponsored. He doesn't even know I exist. But I bought this Biohazard number 2, the sequel. And the only issue I had with these plants is that they were just completely surrounded with moss. And the growing points were completely engulfed in it, which is fine. It happens. I'm not super comfortable with the plants getting engulfed in moss like that. That can cause rot. That can cause new growth to just not hit sunlight. And in this example, the growth was straight growing underground because they didn't really know a good spot to grow because they were so engulfed in that moss. So I decided to remove the moss and I decided to divide these two because they came with 2 plants. That way they have a bit more space to grow. And as you can see, the growing points are like white. Very, very white. That's not normal at all. They should be green. But because those spots have not seen the sunlight in a good while, they are just pearl white. And I'm too scared to just throw these out in the sun because I'm afraid this spot will burn. If it was just like the leaf tips or something like that, I wouldn't really care. But this is the growing point that we're talking about. You can lose everything. And that's the last thing I want. Again, I'm not blaming the seller. It's just something that happens. So I'm gonna acclimate this plant. But what if you just bought a new Venus flytrap? Man, if only if I just bought a flytrap from a big box store. So I can set a very good example for this video. I bought another plant. I found this at a grocery store. It's from Little Pot of Horrors, I think. Yep. I like the shape of the traps and they're actually quite large, but I bet you these plants have never seen real sunlight. We're gonna fix that. I've never covered this brand before. Let's read the care instructions. How's you care for me? I grow best in sphagnum moss or peat moss. I don't like to get dry. I grow best with distilled water. Water me from the bottom of my pot. Send me in a shallow container. I need lots of bright light. If you put me outside, make sure you acclimate me to full sun. What the? Big box stores giving off correct care instructions? They even say it in Spanish. That's pretty cool, actually. Bravo. Bravo. Out of all the big box stores, best care instructions right there. I wish they could bring up winter dormancy and how they can handle the cold weather, but besides that, not bad. And I do like that they bring up acclimation. That's actually really cool. Sounds like that's the theme of this video. They have gotten pretty expensive though. Oh no. Warning, this plant eats bugs. No shit. All right, I'm gonna open this fly trap real quick. I actually don't want to throw this plant around because this actually looks like a pretty nice clone. Ow, son of a... I poked myself. And here we go. Wow, this plant really is quite large. Oh no. I'm not even gonna repot this plant. Actually, maybe the roots are sticking out the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to properly acclimate these plants to the new environment. So typically, I like to grow these plants outside, as you should. But because this plant right here has most likely never experienced real sunlight, as soon as I set this plant out there, it's gonna just burn to a crisp. So for the next week or two, I'm actually gonna be growing these plants indoors. And I'm gonna show you how to do it now. This plant is used to real sunlight. It's just the middle parts that I'm a bit more concerned about. I'm actually gonna be growing it right here next to my cephalotus. This spot actually gets really good light. I mean, good lord, it's a whole sliding door. I actually used to grow like flytraps of Sarracenia on this balcony. I bet you I can comfortably grow a flytrap here. They may not color up too well, but it's totally possible. So for right now, it's just gonna be growing right here. The rosettes might end up turning red, but I don't think they're gonna burn over here. But what about this flytrap right here? I'm gonna set it right here. It's gonna get good light, but nothing amazing. I'm gonna get a tray for this plant real quick. It is so yellow. I promise it's clean. I gave it a good scrub. I gave it the daddy. It's just really old and I've used it for years and years and years outside. It's so gross looking, but it's clean, I promise. And of course, I'm gonna give it some 0 water. I'm gonna let the plant grow like this for, I'd say about a week. And then the next week, I'm gonna move it to where my biohazard is. And then after a week of that, I might move it outside. I'm gonna update you guys throughout the weeks and yeah. All right, it's been about a week. Ignore that mess the orchid tipped over. Yeah, it's growing here now. It's doing okay. It's grown a little bit, not much. No burning, nothing like that. It's actually doing quite well. It's actually a pretty good looking fly trap. Let's look at the biohazard outside now. So here's the biohazard. I'm growing it on the balcony, even though I'm technically not allowed to do that. Welcome to living in the apartment where you're not even allowed to grow plants on a balcony. I offered to put them on a table. They still said, no, you can't do that. It's because of stuff like that. That was not for me, I promise. I put trays underneath my plants, so that's definitely not the problem. Apartment rent, I don't care. As long as they don't see this, I'm okay. A little bit of growth coming out of them. The middles are still quite white. Not sure how I feel about that, but the plants still seem to be okay. Give it another week. So this one here has been out here for about a week, getting really good light. Well, it's kind of cloudy right now. And as you can see, there's no burning. A little bit of new growth here and there, not bad. But I think it's time to release this guy into the wild. I'm not gonna throw him, I swear. Oh, buddy. We got the biohazard right here. It looks kind of rough because the summer traps are dying off. It's starting to produce its fall traps. My grocery store fly trap is starting to give me its first traps, but it looks like it's going to start producing its fall traps. These plants are going to be going into dormancy soon, sadly. But yeah, no leaves have really burned. Okay, maybe this one. Oh, it's fine. But the plant isn't completely destroyed. That's all that matters. And the middles are not white on these guys anymore, which is Gouda. I'm happy about that. All right, that's about it. Bye.